I, Emily of Anti-Social Studies, would like to issue a formal apology to the entire nation of Nepal for accidentally implying in my last video that has now gone viral that they were ever part of British India, because they were not. They maintained their independence, and as they should be. They're very proud of that fact, and they let me know a lot in my DMs. For one, I do genuinely appreciate it when I'm corrected kindly. And number two, I want to talk about why and how Nepal was never conquered by the British, because it reveals a pattern, typically what we see in kind of each continent or each little subcontinent that the Europeans were attempting to colonize throughout the 18 and early 1900s. We see that like one country typically earns the right, whatever, to remain independent, and it follows a similar pattern. So in Nepal, step one is that they fought. Not that other people didn't fight and then lose to the British Empire, but they fought and won. And they had a whole Anglo-Nepalese war that was basically between the British East India Company and their kind of company soldiers, of course, backed by the crown kind of distantly, and the Nepalese fighters, which are known as Gurkhas, I believe. And they held them off, right? I mean, they ended up signing a peace treaty, and Nepal had to like give up some of the land that it had conquered, but it didn't lose its land. But at some point after that war, and I don't know all the intricacies of this history, but they usually transitioned into a new dynasty, the Rana dynasty. And the way that they were able to continue and maintain their independence is by collaborating with the British Empire, right? So we have, for example, what's sometimes called the Sepoy Rebellion, the Indian Mutiny of 1857, whatever, where you have these Indian company soldiers that are rebelling. And then this is sort of the excuse that the British crown gives to come in and just actually like directly assert their control, rather than it being this kind of indirect company rule. Well, they're aided by soldiers from Nepal in kind of suppressing some of those rebellions. And it's interesting because the other two countries that, like, when I was talking to students about it, I'm like, in kind of all of sub-Saharan Africa, the one country that was able to kind of constantly maintain its independence was Ethiopia. And this is for a lot of different reasons. Part of it is terrain. They were able to kind of shrink back and sort of isolate themselves. Part of it is because they're already Christian. So a lot of the like Christianizing mission BS justification doesn't really work there. But it's also because they fought for their independence. They fought multiple wars against Italy, right? Similarly, over in the Kingdom of Siam, what's today Thailand, they had a really intelligent king. If you've seen the movie The King and I, right, this is the background of this, who negotiated with both the British and the French. It was like, listen, the French are coming in on my east and colonizing French Indochina. The British are coming in on my west and creating British India. What if you allow me to stay independent and like pro-Western, I'll be your ally as this buffer state between you and France? And they're like, you know what, that sounds good. Nepal basically had the same deal. They created this very useful buffer between British India and China, which was undergoing a lot of chaos and strife in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So please accept my formal apology. Nepal was never part of British India, and I would like to go there one day. So I hope you'll have me.